Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naisha if you're new here, and in today's video we are going to be doing a almost full face of all the items that I picked up in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale that happened a couple months ago. I believe it was in August, late August, early September, and they do it twice a year in the spring and in the summer, where for 21 days they have a bunch of items on sale. And every day you have to grab something up. So I grabbed a couple of things. A lot of them I've never used before, and I put them on my face. So it's going to be a first impressions of a lot of things. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved this look and what I bought and what I thought of the things that I bought, please keep on watching. Okay, so we're actually going to start with the skin first because I didn't get any eyeshadow. Alright, so I'm going to jump right in with my Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrating Toner Mist. This is what the bottle looks like. It's a really pretty bottle. And since this is hydrating and my foundation is matte, I figured I'd use this almost like a primer, since I didn't get a primer this year. Well, this time around. So this toner has hyaluronic acid and it draws pure atmospheric vapor and provides up to 72 hours of hydration. Alright, let's try it out. See what it sprays like first. Not bad. All of it didn't make it in my face because my ceiling fan is on. I'm always hot. Alright, press that in. There's a tiny bit of stickiness on my face, but that's probably because I use this Touch in Soul Pretty Filter Glassy Skin Balm. I got this in a BoxyCharm a while ago, and I probably use it once or twice, but this is basically a moisturizer and you can also use as a primer. So I use this, so there's a little bit of tightness to my face, which will be good for the foundation. Speaking of foundation, I'm going to go in with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer Oil-Free Matte. And I got the color Rich Honey. This has a pretty limited range. I think in general a lot of It Cosmetics things have a limited range. But I think because it's supposed to be a moisturizer, maybe it should work for a couple skin tones. This looks pretty good. We shall see. I'm gonna pump some on the back of my hand. Probably pump too much as I always do. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Cosmetics sponge to put it on my face. It's the color. This looks like actually a really good color. I'm shocked. And that is full coverage. Okay, so here's everything blended out. It is a really good color match for me. I'm very surprised and impressed. It is very full coverage for a moisturizer. Blended out really nicely. I don't know if you're going to get fuller coverage if you use a brush. I don't use brushes for my foundation. I use a sponge. So I'm sure it absorbed a little bit of the product. I use all that was on the back of my hand. And I'm actually really impressed with how full coverage it went on. Because look at it around of my mouth. This is one layer. Hyperpigmentation is covered. So for how pigmented this is, how full coverage this is, it feels very light, like a moisturizer. So off the bat, first application, I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I won't be able to do much in terms of a wear test because it is 10 o'clock at night and I'm not going nowhere. So, but it really does look nice on the skin. Alright, so far so good. So I did not get any concealer, contour, any of those products. So I'm going to go do my cream, contour, and concealer. And when I come back, we're going to set everything with a new powder. Okay, so I'm back with my concealer, contour already done. And now it's time to set. For setting powder, I picked up this Dermablend Professional Illuminating Setting Powder. Illuminating Banana Powder. Whenever they have the 21 Days of Beauty sale, this is usually in there. And I've been watching it for a little while, so I decided to pick it up this time. Even though it's illuminating and it seems a little scary, but the CoverGirl True Blend Minerals that I use almost every day is illuminating and I love how it looks, so I figured why not give this one a try. This is the color, very light peachy color. Gonna put some in the cap. See what it looks like first. I mean, I don't see any shimmers or anything. So maybe when they say illuminating, they just mean brightening. So who knows? So I'm gonna take a little bit on my damn sponge and set under my eyes. So it's definitely a brightening powder. I thought it would be shimmery, but it's not. It's matte. It's very matte. But it's also very finely milled and it's absorbed into the skin. I'm going to dust it off with my True Match powder that I use all the time, and this e.l.f. Ex Nabella brush. Just gonna wash that all over. Looks pretty good, but I'm very matte. I did not get a bronzer, so I'm gonna bronze my skin with the Hoola Caramel. I actually picked this up last fall in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. I used it before. It's alright, but I'm gonna use it again today. I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics X It's My Ray Ray brush and bronze. Okay, so the new items I did pick up was this by Benefit, also in the same kind of box situation, the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. Now people have been raving about this highlighter since it came out in that six-pan face palette that they put out last holiday. So they brought it out in a single. This is the color. Oh, these lights are out of control. Yeah, this is the color. It's a nice kind of bright champagne-y, slightly on the pink side, which I like. Also comes with that little brush, which I'm not going to use. Instead, I'm going to use my Bretman Rock highlighting brush. Just gonna it's a very bright highlight. Very icy. A lot icier than I tend to go, but I always put my highlighter down before my blush, so the blush diffuses it out a little bit. But it is, see me from space. I'm a little too hard on the forehead. But you know, this is a pretty formula. I don't think I've ever used a Benefit highlighter before. It's pretty, way icier than I like. Not as smooth on the skin as I would have liked. With the light shining on it, it looks like really, really bright. But when I look at it up close, I feel like I see a little bit of texture. But again, once I go over it with a blush and everything, it'll tone it down a little bit. For the blush, I'm going to go in with my Refer 05 Cheek Brush. I just picked up the Core Collection, and I'm super excited to try this brush. So the blush I'm going to go in with is the Galafornia, the Benefit Galafornia blush. And look at how beautiful that looks. It's like a peachy color with a gold kind of overspray with that little sun dial. So I'm guessing it's a peachy, shimmery blush. So I'm going to use my Refer. Fits really nicely in there. Swirl it around. Swirl, swirl, swirl. That's a little bit of pigment on there. I was a little bit worried about if this would even show up on my skin tone, but it does have a shimmer in the blush. It's a beautiful color, and actually shows up nicely on my skin. Because if you can see with this bright ass light, you know it's lit. And this brush is so perfect, fits right on your cheek perfectly. Okay, that blush is actually really pretty. And you see what I mean by tone down the highlighter? Because I always go over my highlighter with my blush so that they kind of marry each other, you know? Anyway, so before I set, I'm going to kind of, what I always do is I dust over everything, my entire face, with a big fluffy powder brush, clean brush, and that not only marries the powders, the bronzer, everything, kind of blends them out so there are no harsh lines at all. So we're going to go back to the toner, and I'm actually going to use it to set my skin. Okay, everything is sitting nicely, so I didn't get any eyebrows or eyeshadow, so I'm going to do my eyebrows and very, very minimal eyeshadow, and I'll come back and we'll do lashes and liner. Okay, I'm back with some brows and the world's easiest eye look, because literally all I did was put some bronzer in my crease, and that's it. So for liner, I picked up two of the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Woodstock and Chaos. Because we have such nice pink rosy cheeks, we're gonna go with Woodstock, which is the pink. It's a nice bright hot pink, and I think it's shimmery. It's a little bit shimmery. That's the color. So I'm literally just gonna smudge this along my line, give myself a little bit of a wing, a little bit of a pink smudgy wing is the look we're going for today. Drinking some wine. The house is quiet. It just never happens. So I enjoy it when I can. Alright, so let's try to work on these wings. Okay, so since it's just the pink liner that we have, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. But so far that went on really nicely. Not as pigmented as I would like, but not bad. I really like these Urban Decay liners because they are pretty pigmented and it's smooth. It just smooth and glides on. And when you have wrinkles like I do on your eyes and hooded eyes, you need stuff that slides, that glides, and doesn't tug at the skin, because then that doesn't look good. Anyway, so I'm going to get a pink shadow and set this liner. Okay, so I'm going to use this Real Techniques brush. It seems like a teeny tiny fan brush. Very, very slim. And then I'm going to use the Queen palette. I got this palette in my Foxy Lux. And I'm going to set with this pink shadow over here. So I'm just going to use the shadow and kind of set over and smudge out that pink liner. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I want it to be a little bit smudgy, so that's what I'm going to go kind of pull the pink in lightly. I love me a smudgy liner situation. Look at that. This brush is just perfect for that smudgy liner effect. Okay, so now the pink liner, I faded it in with the pink shadow. Really like that liner. Okay, now I'm gonna do my lashes, and I picked up two pairs of Lilly lashes. I have these are both faux mink, and I have the Miami Flares and the Mykonos. So I think I'm going to use the Mykonos because I've never used this one before. I've used Miami several times, not the Miami Flares, which are slightly different, but I've used Miami so many times, and I've never used Mykonos. So I want to see how these look. So these are what they look like, nice and fluffy, definitely my style. And they always seem to have the Lilly lashes on sale during the sale because they are pretty pricey. They're $26 for one. Normally I use tweezers, but I can't find mine, so gotta use my hands. Okay, so here are the lashes on. The band is pretty thick, so I think this will fare better if it was on a black liner, but we're gonna make it work. But these are very pretty, very bold, very eye-opening. Alright, I'm gonna go back in with Cookie on my inner corner and my brow bone. I'm going to take a tiny bit of this darker burgundy-ish color and put put it on my lower lash line, just on the outer corners. Okay, so I went ahead and put on some mascara and some liner, keeping the lower lash line a little bit bare for our little smudgy liner. And now we're on to lips. Now, for lips, I literally bought 2 clear lip glosses. So I bought the MAC Lipglass and the Limecrime Wet Cherry in Extra Poppin. So I'm just gonna fill in my lip with the KKW Lip Liner Nude 2. I'm just gonna fill in my entire lips and top it with one of the glosses. Okay, and today I think I'm gonna use the Limecrime Wet Cherry Gloss in Extra Poppin. So I like my glosses to stay clear. So normally I'm going over some sort of lip color. So instead of just going straight on my lips, because then it's gonna get brown, I put the gloss on the back of my hand, and then I just take my finger and dab it on. It tastes like cherry. It's a very strong cherry smell. It's giving me a little bit of a 90s lip. Hey. Very nice, very strong cherry smell. There we are with the gloss. Now if you want to just go in with your wand and be like extra glossy, go ahead, sis. I like mine just like this. Alright, so this is pretty much the makeup look with everything that I bought. So I'm just gonna, put it all together and I'll be right back. Okay, and here we're back with the finished look. A nice smudgy graphic liner, matte skin, glossy 90s lip. I'm here for it. So, quick overview of everything that I used. The Peter Thomas Roth toner is a toner. It really shouldn't be used as a setting spray, although it's mostly water and setting sprays are mostly water. So it was a little splotchy going on, but it didn't cause any disruption to the makeup. My skin feels hydrated. It's not, it's not really matte because the foundation is super matte and the powder was super matte. So it did a good job in that aspect. The It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. This is definitely full coverage. It is very matte. It dries down pretty quickly, but you don't need a lot. It blends out well. It blended out well with the sponge. I don't know how to work with a brush. I don't really use brushes to apply my foundations, but I was really happy with the color match. The shade range does suck, but they claim that it does cover a lot of skin tones. So far I really like this, and I do like the fact that it has SPF 50 in it. The Dermablend Illuminating Banana Powder. I feel like I was gypped because I thought it was going to be on the shimmery side. When they say illuminating, I thought they meant shimmery illuminating, but they really mean brightening banana powder. So it did give a lot of brightness under the eyes, and it is very finely milled. It's sunk into my skin, but it is very matte, and I tend not to go for super matte powders anymore. But it did a good job. I don't see any crazy creasing or anything. I'm wearing the Tarte Shape Tape concealer underneath, and so both very matte. So there's a little bit of creasing, but it's not crazy. I'll use this probably with more hydrating concealer going forward, not matte on top of matte, because that's too much. But it was a nice powder. It dusted away nicely, and it did leave my skin looking smooth. The Benefit California blush. It is a beautiful peachy shimmery blush. I love shimmery blushes. I love peachy blushes. It looks really nice on my skin. Nice, natural, not overpowering. So I really like this. The Cookie Highlighter. I think this will be better if you have a really light skin tone. It is if you like very bright See Me From Space type highlighters, then you will love this. I prefer more on the natural side and a little bit darker goldy leaning. So this is a little bit icy for me, but I blended it out with the blush and kind of toned it down a little bit, but I still look hella highlighted, which is still really good because this kind of it brings the look together, and it has like that pinky undertone to go with the pink eye look. And you know what, I get the hype. It's a beautiful highlighter. It's soft, goes on really, really nice. Look at that, it's like glass, beautiful. So a little too icy for me, but it's a nice highlighter all the same. I forgot to mention, but I also picked up this Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in Sweet Mulberry. So it's a nice mauvey, deep kind of purpley color. So it comes with a blush and a highlighter, a blush topper. But this will work as a highlighter on me. I have a couple of these. I picked these up in the last sale and I really, really like them. So I wanted to get this sort of tone. I don't have a lot of blushes this tone, so I wanted to pick this one up. I could have used it today too, but I really wanted to use that cookie highlighter and the Galafornia blush. So I'm going to use this really, really soon in my next look. And for the eyelashes, I like them. They're really nice, very full, very bold, and can't complain. Lilly lashes are usually good. The band is pretty thick, so I think this lash would be better suited with something that's nice dark if you have a winged liner, black winged liner, but because this is pink, it does show up a little bit more. But other than that, these are beautiful lashes. They're comfortable, they went on easy. You saw how easy it went on even with my fingers. I didn't really need my tweezers, so good on the lashes. I've used Miami before. I'm sure the Miami flares are just a more dramatic version of Miami, so I know I'm gonna like those. The Urban Decay liner, so the black version of this is my absolute favorite black liner. It is so creamy, so matte, so pigmented, dries all the way down. This was really pigmented. It's not as matte, there's a little bit of shimmer in it. It did show very nicely, nice and smooth over the wrinkles. Excited to try this in my waterline to see if it really goes on and if it stays, but just in terms, because it is waterproof. Yes, it is waterproof and long lasting. So in terms of it on the lid, it was really nice. And I know I already like these. I just wanted to try out some newer colors. So I got this pink and this bright cobalt blue. Oh, look at that color. Beautiful. Can't wait to use that. And lastly, we have the clear glosses. So I have used this matte gloss before. It's one of my holy grails. I really like it because the same issue I have with this, where I'm not going to take the doe foot and put it all over my lips and get the gloss dirty, because the doe foot is going to get brown, get the gloss brown. I like this sort of packaging because you can, if you really want to get glossy, you can really get it on there and be real glossy without compromising the color of the gloss inside, because you can just clean off the top when you're done. Please clean off the top, and that's it. It's practically, but you're all glossed up on a Tuesday night. Love this. Love the formula. It's thick, it's glossy. But the Limecrime one was also really nice, really thick, glossy. It has a very, very strong cherry smell that went away pretty quickly, but you smell it and makes you want to eat it. It smells like cherry cola. It's so good. Alright, and that's it. That's everything I picked up in the Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty sale, their last sale that they got. Finally getting to use all the things that I picked up on my face. Really happy with most, if not everything. Loving this pretty graphic pink look that goes, of course, beautifully with my shirt. So, did you pick anything up in the sale? Have you used it yet? Do you like it? Do you have any of these products? Have you used it before? Do you like it? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, of course, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.